Vehicle Spec family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2026 Honda CRV EX all-wheel drive in platinum white pearl with the gray interior. Now the lineup for 2026, below this EX you have the base model LX, above this one you have the EXL, and then you have your hybrids. You have the Sport Hybrid, you have the new Trail Sport Hybrid that's new for 2026, you have the Sport L Hybrid, and the fully loaded Sport Touring Hybrid. Starting off with the front fascia of the EX, you have full LED headlamps, so LED high beam, low beam, turn signals, you can see those guys on. Daytime running lights, there is no fog lights available on the CRV at all, so EX don't have it, no other models have it. You do have a bumper curtain there, you do have a lower grille. Most of this is flat black. You have the active grille shutters too. It'll open, I guess, cool off the CRV and close to be a little more aerodynamic for better miles per gallon. You do have a gloss black grille, Honda emblem stamped right in the middle. Also house your radar, part of your Honda sensing safety features. On the EX, you do have this chrome strip here, kind of like a little eyebrow. Different models will either have gloss black or chrome. Platinum white pearl, you can see how the sun hits it. You can see how it just dances in the sun. It's a very popular color. I've done a lot of vehicles on this channel in platinum white pearl. Now come along to the windshield. You do have a wider windshield from the previous generation. They pulled actually the windshield back to give you better headroom, better visibility. Slimmer A-pillars too to reduce your blind spot. You do have the new wipers where the nozzles or the sprayers are built into the wipers. And you do have your camera up there for Honda sensing. So let's take a look at the side profile of the EX. You can see wrapped around the windows, it is chrome. You do have flat black pillars. You also have body colored door handles. You have a body line that goes across the whole side profile. More of that flat black wraps around the whole bottom of the EX. Your side mirrors are a little bit lower on the door than like standard mirrors. So you can see you have a better visibility. Body colored on the top portion of the side mirror. The bottom portion is flat black. LED turn signals integrated into the side mirror. Going up to the EX model over the LX model, the LX model will come with hubcaps, where on the EX you get 18-inch silver painted alloy wheels. Now they are wrapped around 235/60 tires, and these are all season tires. Now let's take a look at the rear of the CRV. You have the signature taillights. You see this in the distance, you know that this is a Honda CRV. You have those LED lights going up the pillar. Now, it's not a full LED tail light like the headlight. The turn signals are a standard bulb. You actually can see it, but your brake lights and your reverse lights are LED, and the license plate lights are also LED. Up above, you do have a shark fin style antenna. It is body colored. Above the window spoiler is half flat black, half body colored. You have your third brake light, that's LED, exposed wipers, all-wheel drive sticker, let you know you have all-wheel drive, not just front-wheel drive, no sticker, no all-wheel drive. And that's from the first and second generation where they used to put four-wheel drive on the back of the windows. On the lower portion of the bumper, it is flat black. You do have your reflectors are built in to the rear bumpers, no exposed exhaust. And what's funny is that it is dual exhaust on the turbo models, so the LX, EX, and EXL, but on the hybrids, they have these little pieces to make it look like it's dual exhaust, but they're single exit on the hybrids. So it's funny how they don't show off or give you like exhaust tips on the turbo models over the hybrid models. Before we jump into the EX, here is the key fob for the CRV. Now this is standard on every CRV, and Honda has been using this on most of their models. You do have lock, unlock, you do have remote start, unlock the trunk, and panic. And for the remote start, you lock it once, you hold the circle, you keep holding the circle till you see one flash like that, then you can let go. It'll flash at you 6 times to let you know it's running. It'll stay on for about 10 minutes, and your interior will go up to about 72 degrees. And by default, it'll always try to defrost your windows. If you no longer need that feature, then you just hold the circle and it'll turn back off. But I'm actually gonna let it stay on so it can cool off when we get in there. Now, since you have the smart key, you do have smart entry. So you have these little ridges here on the door handle. You tap it, it will lock all the doors, no power folding mirrors. And to unlock, you just put your hand in the door handle. Now, you can do this feature on the driver's side or the passenger side. There's no smart entry on the rear door handles. That's something Honda reserved for the RDX. Before we jump in, let's take a look at the door panel. Now, this is the gray interior, and even though the interior is gray, on the door pocket here, or the door card, there we go, door pocket, it is still black. So you have soft touch up here, you have a textured kind of material here, and you have more flat black around there, soft touch there, soft touch where you rest your elbow. It is single stitch. You have auto up down for the driver and passenger window. For the rear, you have to hold it up and down if you want it for all 4 windows. I believe that's EXL and up, could be mistaken. Power locks, power mirrors. You do have bottle holder storage there, speaker grill there, and that's pretty much it. Now on the driver side, it is a 10-way power adjustment. If you get an LX model, it will be a manual adjustment. So if you at least want a power driver, you at least have to get an EX. If you want a power passenger, then you gotta go up to an EXL. So on the driver's seat here, you have forward, you have back, you can go up, you can go down, you can tilt this portion right here, up and down, and of course you have forward and back for the back of your seat, and then you have your lumbar in and out, no up and down. On the passenger side, it is a manual adjustment, 4-way manual, so you can pull the handle there, move forward and back, and you pull the lever here to move your seat forward and back, the back of your seat. There's no up and down adjustment available on the EX. I should have said there's no up and down adjustment for the CRV at all, because none of the models you have an up and down adjustment for the passenger seat. But let's jump into here. And I already have the remote start going, so when you jump in here, you can notice the screen is not on. Everything's not fully on here, because you still have to put your foot in the brake and push the button to fully turn on the CRV. In the driver's seat, the first thing you will notice is the polyurethane steering wheel. If you want a leather wrap steering wheel, you at least have to get an EXL, or I think a sport hybrid also give you a leather steering wheel, if I'm not mistaken. I know for sure in the gas only models, EXL will give you the leather wrap steering wheel. So you do have buttons on the left side and the right side. On the left side have next track, previous. You have your volume, you have your home button. You have a scroll wheel because you do have the half digital and half analog display. Now, if you get an EXL or a Trail Sport, Sport L, anything above this model, you will get the new full digital cluster instead of the half digital and the half analog. So you will have 1 scroll wheel instead of 2 on those higher trim levels. You have voice command here, and that's mostly for your phone. On the left side here, you have your cruise control on and off, cancel, resume set, your adaptive cruise control distance, and your lane keeping assist on and off. Behind the steering wheel, you have your light switch here, so you have off, auto, parking, and on. Auto high beam assist is standard on, I think it's standard on the CRV. And for your wipers over here in this stock, you have off, intermediate, low, and high, and then you have off, intermediate, on for the wiper and the back. Now for your 7-inch, I think it's a 7-inch digital display on the left side, you hit home here and you're able to access different options. So you have range and fuel, speed and time, audio, phone, driver attention. It will tell you to pull over if you fill up those bars. Your all-wheel drive torque distribution, seat belts, who got the seat belts on, maintenance, so that's for your oil life, that hits 15%, time for an oil change. Safety support, so here you can turn on and off some of your Honda sensing features. So you'll have road departure mitigation on and off, blind spot information system on and off. For the blind spot, that's standard on EX and above. So if you get an LX, you won't have blind spot, so that's an upgrade in this model of the LX. Collision mitigation braking system, and we'll go back. You have, oh, did not mean to hit the thing. Oh, I gotta hit home. There we go. You have no content where it shows nothing, but here you can change the speedometer up there, the digital speedometer, to kilometers. If you go to Mexico or Canada, you still have your analog speedometer there as well. Brightness, I can't speak today. It's just a hot day today. I cannot speak. Your vehicle stability assist mode on and off, and vehicle settings. And in here you could change different settings like TPMS, calibration, if you put air in your tire, driver assist. If you go to the door, I think if you go to door, I always forget where this is at. You have walkway auto lock. It's off by default. You can turn that feature on. So if you walk away from your CRV when you turn it off, it'll automatically lock the doors. You just don't have an automatic unlock feature when you walk to the car, but if you walk away, it can lock it automatically for you, which is nice because a lot of competition don't even have that. Standard gauge display settings, warnings, range and fuel. You have speed and time, back to audio and phone as well. I'm gonna leave this guy on range and fuel. So some customization you can on the left side. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have this flat black wrapped around your vent here. You can open and close. You do have a manual adjustment for the steering wheel. So you pull that guy down, you can go up and down or in and out. Blank buttons over here. You do have a standard pedals down below. So gas, brake, is rubber, and the dead pedal is rubber as well. That's how you pop open the hood. And coming along to your touchscreen display over here. Now this is what's new for 2026. On every CRV, even the low end LX, you get the new 9-inch touchscreen display. So with this 9-inch touchscreen display, you get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. That's now standard on every CRV. Previously, you had to get, I believe, a EXL and up to have it wireless. It was smaller display. I think it was like an 8-inch or a 7-inch, and it was wired. So now it's wireless, and the UI is completely different as well. So now there's not multiple different pages you go through like the higher trims you used to have. I think the Sport Touring still have it because you have Google built in, but the EXL, the Trail Sport, the Sport L, so you have sources on the left side, you have sound, your radio stations, and you have your audio sources. So FM, AM, USB, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth audio. Built-in XM is gone. Honda and Acura has been phasing that away. But if you're using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can still access your XM app and still have it on there, but it's just not built in anymore. And on over here, you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you have general settings. So here you can change things like systems, connections, display, sound. So you have a few different menus you can go through, and then once your phone is paired, you have your Bluetooth there. But with this UI, like I said, everything's all on one page. You don't have to swipe through different screens. It was kind of like previously where you had those buttons, you had to hit either AM, FM, or Bluetooth, or Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Now they just put it all in one for the EX model. You do have a physical home button, connect button, volume knob, and a power on and off for the audio. But your next track previous is on the screen. There's no physical buttons for that guy as well. Now below your touchscreen display, you do have the air vent there. The same texture that's on the door, you have it here. I'm glad this whole thing is not in piano black. It's all flat black, so it'll last a lot better, take scratches a little bit more better as well. Below your air vent there, hazard buttons there too, by the way. Dual zone climate control. So that's one reason why you move up to the EX over the LX. The LX is single zone. So on the EX, the passenger could catch on fire if they wanted to, and you can stay nice and cool on your side. If you hit sync, then you're controlling both sides. Also, the EX is going to add 3-level heated seats that you cannot get on the LX model. Same thing for the passenger. And you do have auto climate control, air circulation. You have your modes, front defrost. The EX also will give you a heated side mirror. So this is for the rear defrost window and heated side mirror. And you have AC on and off. You don't get the heated side mirrors on the LX model as well. 2 USB-C ports, power outlets are 12 volt. Below your USB-C ports, you have a standard wireless phone charging mat. That used to be standard on, I think, Sport Touring. Now every CRV get it. Even the LX model gets the wireless phone charging mat, which is nice. It's only for one phone. You have a texturized material here, so if you put anything else on here, it's not sliding and flipping, going all over the place. The shift knob matches the steering wheel with the polyurethane material, and you do have the same polyurethane on the grips itself. You do have park, reverse, neutral, drive. You can put the transmission into an S mode or put the transmission into a low mode. You do have drive modes, and you have normal, econ, and I believe sport. So if you look over here, normal, econ, snow, sport. You don't have a sport mode. You do have an S mode for the transmission, but you don't have a dedicated sport mode on the EX. You do have your engine idle stop defeat button here. You do have a down here cruise control. You can set this all the way up to 12 miles per hour, which is a cool feature. Electronic parking brake. You do have brake hold because you have electronic parking brake. And if I put this guy in reverse, show you guys the backup camera now. You do have Honda's multi-link backup camera. So you have a wide angle, you have a standard view, and you have a top-down view. So you can see what's below that back window back there. And that's how big the back window is. Back windows are just not as big as cars used to be, especially like the first gen and the second gen CRV. Those back windows used to be huge, but you have cameras now. You have cross traffic on and off. This will alert you if there's a car coming from this way or that way, and you have your brightness as well. And you can see you do have kind of like a guideline, and if you turn the wheel, you have trajectory as well. So nice to have all of that standard. Put this guy back into park. You do have cup holders here, and you still have more of the kind of like it's like hard plastic. No piano black. You have a little bit here, but most of it is all flat black, which is nice. It's outlined in piano black. But you have storage there. More of the hard. This is all hard plastic where you rest your elbow. This is actually very soft touch. You do have a white single stitch there, and then you just have storage in there. There's no plugins or no tray or nothing, just a big open carpet at the bottom, and that's it. Now for your glove box, you do have a lockable glove box, and it is damp, so it won't just plop down, which is nice. It's not lined with felt though, and you can see it's a bin style, not the biggest glove box, but standard size. You close that guy up above your touchscreen display. You do have a standard rear view mirror. On the EXL, you would get a auto dimming rear view mirror, but LX and EX will just get the standard mirrors. So there's no home link at all. When we're going over the accessories, I'll see if you can add a home link mirror. So pretty much it'll give you auto dimming mirror with home link, and it'll be a more thinner profile around the mirror. Up above that, you do have your interior lighting, LED throughout the cabin. You have your lights on and off of the door. You do get a one-touch power moonroof, and that's something that the LX won't give you. So if you want a moonroof, you have to get an EX and up. Also, the headliner is like a beige grayish interior. The hybrids will get a black headliner, but LX, EX, EXL gets this beigeish headliner, no matter if you get the gray interior or the black interior. And speaking of gray interior, Honda's very weird with how they set up their gray interior, because if you get a Sport Touring, a fully loaded hybrid, the gray interior is half black just like this and half gray, but it's leather. But if you get an EXL with gray interior, the whole seat is leather, but it's gray. But then if you get a gray interior EX like this, that has the fabric, the cloth, it's half gray and half black. So pretty interesting how, you know, Honda did that with the white stitching for the driver and passenger. But they're comfortable, feel good. They're a little bit bolstered, not too aggressive. I think it'll fit most frames. And you do have a sunglass holder, and it is lined, so it won't scratch up your sunglasses in there. One thing the EX will give you over the LX is they both have vanity mirrors, but the EX will actually give you a light. So if you look at the driver's side, same thing. You have a light here with a mirror. On the LX is just a mirror. Also stepping up to the EX model, you do get a 240 watt audio system with 6 speakers, because I think the LX give you 4 speakers, and I think the wattage it's a little bit lower as well. So you get a little bit nicer sound system in the EX over the LX. So let's jump out of here and let's take a look at the second row. One thing I always loved about the CRV is how wide the rear door is open. Look at that, that's almost 90 degrees on every model. It's cool. So on the door card for the rear passenger, you're downgraded to a hard touch up here. You get the same kind of textured material up front, and that's by the air vents, flap wrapped around flat black, and this is all just plastic. This is a soft touch, not as soft as the driver, but still soft, single stitch. You do have a door handle, window switch. You do have more storage, a little bottle holder, and a speaker grill, and it says CRV just in case you forgot what you are driving. Now the rear seats do mimic the driver and passenger, so you do have gray in the middle and black on the outside. Like I said, if you get an EXL, the whole seat will be gray, so it's kind of interesting how Honda did that. So let's jump back here. Let's close this door up. I have the driver's seat all the way back, and I'm 5'10", and very spacious back here. Even the seats lean back a little bit more, and I still got plenty of leg room. So I'm sure your rear passengers will appreciate that. You do get air vents in the back, and you do get 2 USB-C ports that the LX model will not give you USB-C ports. You get air vents, but no USB-Cs. So that's one reason why you probably want to upgrade to the EX. Behind the driver, no map pocket, but you do have one behind the passenger, and you do have an armrest. Let me unclip these seatbelts here. So you have a soft touch, and 2 bottle holders, and it kind of floats. It don't just droops down. It's pretty cool. You do have exposed tethers here for car seats or booster seats, or parents will appreciate that. You have that on both sides. They're exposed. You don't have to put your finger in there and dig in there and look for it. And is there one for the middle seat? No, it's only for the outer seats. Up above, you have 1 LED light. You do have your handles up there, and you do have your dry cleaner handle on this side. And one thing these rear seats can also do is recline. So let me get out. I'll show you guys the multiple different adjustments you have available for your rear passenger. So they're gonna love sitting back here. So I'm gonna put it all the way up. So that's straight up. You guys can see that. And look how many different adjustments you can lay that guy back. And that one is not even straight up, but look, it's still plenty of different adjustments. Your rear passengers can just lounge back and take a nap for that road trip. Now I'm gonna drop it down and fold it flat. The bottom of the seat cushion goes down a little bit, but it's not fully flat. I'm gonna show you guys why, because you do have a hump, but the seat goes almost flat. It's pretty much flat. Let me close this guy up. Oh yeah, capless fuel filler, by the way. You don't have a gas cap. And the tailgate is manual, so you have to push the button and lift, but there's struts that assist the tailgate for you and open it for you. If you want a power tailgate, you have to go up to a EXL. If you want a hybrid and you want a power tailgate, then you have to go up to a Trail Sport, because I think the Sport is manual just like the EX. LED lighting in the cargo space. You do have a 12-volt power outlet back here. Grocery hook on this side. LED lighting, grocery hook as well. So I dropped on that left side. You can see there's a hump right here. So if you want to camp or sleep back here, you may have to put something here to kind of be flush with the rear seats. And on the non-hybrid models like this one, it will come with a spare tire, because on the hybrid, you cannot lift up this floor like this. So it's not a full size and it's not a donut. It's a 155 90 17 tire. So that's good that they give you a spare tire, and they don't give you a donut, but it's not a full tire either. It's like in between all your tools and everything. This platform right here can raise up to. So for example, I moved the cargo tray over there so I can show you guys. You can grab this floor here and lift it up and it'll be flush. It's kind of like a little difficult with one hand, but it's doable. So now this is flush with that guy. So if you want to put something down, I mean, it's kind of annoying that you still have a hump though, but at least you can have that flush if you wanted to. There's tie downs right here. You have hooks down here, so you can tie something down right here. You just lift this guy up, drop it down. Now it's a little more deeper, and your cargo tray can stay flush in there. It goes this way. Carpet mats come standard with the CRV. You have a front license plate bracket, storage over here, little storage over here too, and plenty of cargo space, plenty of room. And look how wide the tailgate opens. So low, it has a low load floor, so you don't have to lift up as high as well. And then you just manually just close this guy back. Just like the LX model, the EX model comes standard with Honda's 1.5 turbocharged 4-cylinder. This makes about 190 horsepower. If you want a hybrid, which is the 2-liter non-turbo, you just get a Sport L if you like this equipment and the EX. Now, you probably saw that the hood was raised by struts. That's standard on every CRV. No more prop rod you have to mess with. It's too hot. You know, on a hot day like this too, it's annoying when you gotta put up a prop rod. Honda likes to go with a simple layout where it's not a big cover covering everything. You can see everything. That 1.5 kind of sits right there in the middle. Plenty of space all around it. Battery, fuse box, air box, you know, all your fluids, everything's all accessible. I don't think I mentioned all the CRVs come standard with a CVT, and the hybrids come with a eCVT. We're gonna jump out of here and build us an EX, go over some color combinations, some interior combinations, and show you some features that's standard on your EX. Here we are on the 2026 Honda CRV trim walk. So today we're focusing on the EX trim level. And like I said, this adds to our upgrades from the LX model. So if you want to pause the video, you can take a look at what the EX adds over the LX, and then it also continues right here. Or just go to HondaInfoCenter.com and you can pull up this trim walk just like how I am. So let's jump in and build us a CRV. Here's all the trim levels. You have the LX, EX, Sport Hybrid, EXL, and all the hybrids. We're going to focus on the EX, and the EX is available in 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So if you do a 2-wheel drive, your gas mileage is about 28 city, 33 highway, 30 combined. If you go up to all-wheel drive, it is $1,500 more, and you're looking at 27 city, 31 highway, 29 combined. But I think most people buy all-wheel drive because it's not a huge gas difference. But it depends on where you live. Some people live on like flat land, like Texas is a good example where it's not a lot of mountains and stuff. You don't really need all-wheel drive. So we're gonna look at all-wheel drive. Let's take a look at some of the exterior colors. And you have crystal black pearl, and you have the option between black or cloth interior. So we're doing the gray now. That's how the black will look. Let's take a look at meteorite gray metallic. You also have the option between black or gray. And let's take a look at the new Solar Silver Metallic. This will replace Lunar Silver, and Solar Silver only comes in black interior. Let's take a look at Platinum White Pearl, which is a premium charge, $455 more than these three colors. And you can have your option between black or gray. Radiant Red Metallic only comes in gray interior. And of course, the popular Urban Gray Pearl will only come in black interior. So you do get some interior options, which are nice. But these two premium colors, pretty much you get one interior color. Let's take a look at the wheel options. So you do have the standard 18-inch alloy wheels. You have the 18-inch black alloy wheels, which these looks good. I like how they look on this guy. You have the rugged ones, and these will have like a machine a ring around it, which is cool. And of course, you have the bronze HPD wheels, which are bronze. We're gonna go ahead and keep this guy. Actually, just remove this guy, keep the 18-inch, and let's make sure we pick our color. So it's white with the gray interior. Now, let's take a look at packaging. There's no PPO packaging available on the CRV, but when you order one or if you buy one, you can have these packages added at your dealership. So you have all season protection package 1, protection package 2. You do have the HPD package, which this one's a popular trim where you get fender flares, you get the lower door trim accents, you get the front lower bumper trim, and this looks just like the hybrid CRVs that come standard with these, but the Sport Touring gets silver, so you can get the Sport Touring gets look if you wanted to. HPD emblem, and you get the tailgate spoiler as well. It's a little bit more aggressive. And you do have a protection package, and you have a utility package as well. So you can get the roof rails, crossbars. So pretty much this will get all of these goodies add on all at once instead of you adding these accessories separately. But let's take a look at the one-off accessories. So we're going to start with exterior, and you have a bike attachment frame mount. Now notice the EX does not come with roof rails, so you will have to add the roof rails and then add the crossbars. So you can see the crossbars right here sitting on the roof rails. Body side molding, you have door edge film, guards, the door handle film, door visors, one of my favorite accessories to add to a vehicle. You can get the HPD emblem by itself if you wanted to. You get CRV on the fender. You have the wider fender flares you can add on there to make your CRV look a little bit more rugged. You can have that hybrid front bumper, hood air deflector, which is a old school accessory, kayak attachment, lower door trim, moonroof visor, another old school accessory. I don't really see these two on vehicles anymore. But roof baskets, you can have a roof box, a shorter one, roof rails, which you need for your crossbars, running boards. So I guess they don't offer the long box, it's only the short box on the CRV. Ski snowboard attachment, splash guard set, snowboard attachment. You can get the more aggressive tailgate spoilers, a little bit longer and bigger. You can equip your CRV with a tent, trailer hitch. I think from factory, the hitch is not a 2-inch. I think it's a little bit smaller, and you can tow up to 1,500 pounds, and on the hybrid you can do 1,000. So you can do 500 more on the LX, EX, and EXL. But receiver style design, very coupler designs. But yeah, I think this is a smaller than the 2-inch. You have valve stem caps, wheel locks, and wheel lug nut set. Let's take a look at the interior. So you have all season floor mats you can add to your CRV. The cargo cover is crazy because the previous generation used to come with this standard, but now that's a accessory. Cargo net, you have an organizer, you have the cargo tray, which this model has, and actually the one that I did a walk around on had a protection package. So wheel locks, splash guards, and cargo tray. You have the door sill protection film, first aid kit. You can add a heated steering wheel to your EX. You can get the new illuminated cargo sill trim. You have a illuminated door sill trim, interior illumination. I wish you had options to choose different colors, but it's only white, rear passenger, window shade, and the seat back protectors. And if we go to electronic, you have engine block heater and parking sensors, and this will be for front and rear because the EXL come with that standard. So earlier in the video, I was mentioning to see if you can add auto dimming rear view mirror or home link. Look like you cannot add that at all. With the EX, you're gonna have your standard mirror, and that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at pricing. So base price is $34,650. This is for an all-wheel drive EX CRV. Platinum White Pearl, you do pay more for the paint, and your destination handling is $1450. MSRP is $36,555. 5. I'm recording this in August, months down the road, next year. I'm sure these numbers will be different, but drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the CRV, the EX model. Do you prefer an LX or an EXL, or would you just rather get in hybrid? I'm glad that Honda give you a choice between this and the Sport Hybrid. So if you like these features, you could just get the Sport Hybrid, because the RAV4 just went full hybrid, and I think everyone is gonna go towards that route where these crossover, these compact crossovers will come standard hybrid only. I wouldn't be surprised if Honda does the same thing, because you notice the top trims are hybrid only anyways. Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Do you rather a different brand? Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next walk around.